On this episode, duck and cover. Even though your holiday has been canceled, we still provide some quality softcore. Honest, Dawn. We got trumpet crazy as we discuss Fat Wreck's resident ska band, the Mad Caddies, on Checkered Past, the Ska'd cast.
What the fuck you doing with your life these days? What the fuck you doing with yourself? What the fuck you doing with your life these days? What the fuck you doing with yourself?
What up, Checkerheads? Welcome to Checkered Past, the Ska'd cast with Celine and Rob, the show where an Abraham kill Lincoln and an impression that I Gettysburg address explore the history and impact of a different band each episode and hope to bring in new fans along the way. I'm Rob, and this is my sister and co-host, Celine.
Hi.
What's up?
Quality duck holiday. It's a quality duck holiday today.
Quality duck holiday. Oh, that's all three of... I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a dock holiday.
I'm funny today.
Do you know who Doc Holliday is?
No.
Is that a reference? Okay, because I thought that was what you were going for. He's
Doc
like a...
Brown?
I don't know. He's like some kind of like cowboy. Right? He's a cowboy? Okay, cowboy doctor. Whenever we drop an ep, we have to pick it up where we left off.
Pick it up, where we left off. Pick it up, where we left off.
All right, sis. What's new?
I don't know. I didn't. Why do you? Joey pointed to his lips because I got my lips refilled. People are not as invested on the lip journey as I am. Yeah, new lips who dis hashtag.
Was that a setup for that joke? For new lips who dis? It sounded like it. It was a long journey.
Like, I feel like it's been pretty uneventful. I feel like it's been pretty... January is a tough month.
Why is that? Because of how frigidly cold it is?
Yeah, it's been like minus 1,000 billion.
Coldest place in the earth for a couple days in Edmonton? Not right now. No, it's nice now.
I feel like I have... No, like literally, no. RuPaul's on again. There's a new season of RuPaul.
Nice.
That's something. That's something.
It is something. It's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
But it's something.
Trying to take things day by day again. We're back in that place.
I got a Peloton. That was the big exciting thing that's happened to me.
Bougie ass bitch.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
Middle class.
If anybody knows anything about me, it's that I eat terribly, drink terribly, do things that aren't good for my body, and I need to earn that.
Yeah, stop doing all that meth.
That's part of it. That's not part of it.
No, you're not that. You're really, really like, you're not that bad. You just like have beers and eat like fast food.
And eat shitty food and then just sit on my ass and play video games. It's like 90% of my life. And if I don't exercise or do something, that's going to catch up to me more than it has. More than it has.
Are you threatening yourself?
Yeah. Damn it, Rob.
That's gonna catch up to you, Rob. More than it has. More than it has.
Watch your kneecaps, Rob.
I'm really.
This is
into,
Rob talking.
The tone of things. I think it was like I raised my prices at the salon by $5, and I was like, if you have a problem with it, like DM me. But then
but your DMs are
like,
closed.
If you have a problem with it, DM me, and we'll figure something out. If you have a problem with it, a $5 price raise, we can have a conversation in the DMs.
DMs monitored by Joey.
Everything's in tone.
Everything's in tone.
Two tones. Ska. Back to the podcast.
Nicely done.
That was the sound of my segue.
So that's as perfect a time as any to introduce our guest. He is the trumpeter and vocalist for Canadian ska fusion group Minivandal, whose latest album, Turn Left Here, is streaming everywhere right now. Ben Fertowski's here. Hi, Ben. You might have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Joey's
That's fun.
sweating.
This part gets cut or left in.
Hi, Ben. No, I like it. Ben!
How's it going?
Good!
How are you? How is Saskatchewan?
Well, it was about as cold as Edmonton for a while there, but it's actually quite nice. Maybe a balmy like minus 10 out, roughly.
It's actually, it's kind of reasonable here, isn't it?
It's zero. That just means it's icy, though. That's all that means.
Yeah, it just means the roads are very bad.
And the sidewalks.
Where in Saskatchewan are you from?
We're based in Saskatoon.
Oh, in Saskatoon. I feel like that's better than Regina.
Uh,
It has like cooler vibes.
it does have some pretty cool vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It has
definitely
ska
like
in it.
it does. It's true. I don't really know what's going on down in Regina these days. Like Regina used to have Scavenger. That was their big act, but haven't heard anything from them for quite a while. And yeah, we got a little bit of ska here in Saskatoon, which is nice.
Saskatoon. I'm sure you've done that already.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of ways to go about that.
So it's been a while since I've been to Saskatchewan, but they still run rum over there.
Run rum. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
the moose jaw thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
the tunnels.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was a really lame reference that I made to
I don't know
Al
what you're talking
Capone
about. Oh,
in the 30s.
Did he?
Yeah,
is
so
that a real thing?
in Prohibition, they used to like make rum in moose jaw and used to run it into
funny.
Chicago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we share. Our provinces share a town.
Lloydminster.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
Lloyd. Yeah.
this is a fun podcast.
Whose town is it? That's a weird thing for like a town to be in two provinces. That's weird.
It's a thing
Yeah.
in like every province, though, isn't it? Isn't there
No.
like a border town almost everywhere? Like, what about like Estevan is a border town, isn't it? At the bottom end, or am I crazy there?
I don't know. I've never been.
You're a bottom end. Why did you assume Ben was the like
Saskatchewan
yeah,
expert. Yeah, next he's gonna ask me about Three Hills, and I'm gonna have to like figure out what he's talking about. Man, this is real specific.
oof.
What time
Prairie.
zone is Lloyd in?
What time zone is Lloyd in?
I just made like the head exploding sound because I couldn't fathom it. It's
I
in
think
both.
they got to choose what COVID rules they wanted to apply to.
That is very true.
Yeah, or comply to rather.
Same thing with daylight savings time.
Yeah,
Wow.
neither particularly great. But
No. Is your premier less shitty?
absolutely not.
Oh yeah. Is it like a conservative?
Yeah,
Yeah, really? That sucks.
yeah.
I
It's
thought,
kind of
like,
like we sit here and kind of watch the stuff that's going on in Alberta, and then we're just like delayed by a month usually, and do the exact
Okay.
same thing.
So it's
Yeah.
not better.
No.
That sucks. Yeah. 2 more years for us, I think, but it's felt
Oh.
like 20.
So I am going to start the questions off. Northern Saskatchewan has a lot of lakes, and therefore they have a lot of fish. And when you clean a
Wow.
fish, they have bones. Oh, that reminds me. How do you feel about fish bone?
I knew I was going to get this question. As well. I mean, I don't really listen to a lot of Fishbone. I like a few songs, but I'm kind of like, I guess, indifferent. They didn't really influence me too
Indifferent.
much growing up, so
Neutral.
Yeah.
Neutral cool.
Neutral cool.
Yeah, neutral.
How do you feel about this?
I feel good.
You feel
I
good?
feel- I feel
you
like
like a
it's
middle.
coming
You like a
around.
middle.
Yeah. I like someone that doesn't feel passionately one way or the other.
just
Um,
in general, or
Yeah, just in like
sorry,
life.
Joey.
Yeah, like a neutral. Honestly,
Joey,
yeah,
like, gives off some neutral
Joey
vibes.
Is pretty neutral.
Yeah.
What's the Futurama planet neutral,
The-
neutrolium. I'm
Oh,
making
yeah.
things up.
I like those guys.
Yeah, if I die, tell my wife I say hello. There was, yeah. Ben, you kind of have a Rob vibe. Like I know
Yeah.
Rob's wearing the blazer, but did you know that already?
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, like the less, like more friendly and like less, yeah, smug. Like I like you more, but
Oh. Well, thanks.
no, your haircut and the hoodie and t-shirt vibe. It's a good thing.
I just want to
Rob's
like just say
pretending.
like he just said I get that. Like people are like walking through his town and being like, you remind me of Rob.
You're giving yourself a lot of credit. No, he understands. He's like seen you and he's like, yeah, that's fair. I can see that.
I think we have pretty similar senses of humor. So.
Yes. Also the tweeting.
Also the tweeting.
tweeting.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
also physical. It's not only in the heart. The subliminarities don't lie. solely within the
Solinamarities.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your ska origin story. So how did you get into the music?
Yeah. So
The music, the ska
I
music.
kind of like twofold, I guess. I kind of a bunch of things kind of hit me at once, but the first thing I can remember about ska was I think maybe Kenny told a similar story on an earlier episode, but like either Newgrounds or some website I was on in elementary school, there was a web series that I would watch. Not the same one though. It was called Waterman by a guy named Brian Waterman, and I think the theme song to that was Real Big Fish's cover of the Cheat Jealous band or something. It's a bonus track off of Cheer Up, and so the instrumental part of that would play.
That's funny. Newgrounds and ska.
Yeah,
is a thing apparently. That's twice and different things.
Still a thing. That was where the third rates.
Oh yeah,
stuff off,
it was Newgrounds too. Okay, so Newgrounds, Tony Hawk, Newground. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Also that web series too. I know you guys talked about Leslie Nielsen at some point in one episode. I think that one of the last things that he ever recorded was like a movie for that web series that never got produced. So I'm actually kind of curious to see if that thing ever gets put out there. I think the guy tried to GoFundMe or something. It didn't end up happening, but
was it comedy?
Yeah,
it's a serious drama.
Well, I don't know. He started as a dramatic actor. He went to my high school. He graduated. I don't know if he graduated from my high school, but he went there and like school brags proudly about it. And we like wrongfully accused. I think is the full scope of
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen lore.
I like Naked Gun.
Do you wait? Is that yeah, wrongfully accused?
Yeah, sorry, that was the Fugitive parody, yes.
Okay. Which one had the bus hiding behind the tree?
That was Wrongfully Accused.
Okay. That was funny.
And so Newgrounds starts there, and then where does it go from there?
So that was like elementary school. When I went into high school, I didn't really listen to too much ska sort of in between there, but I actually took up competitive rock climbing with my brothers in indoor rock climbing. It's kind of funny for Saskatchewan because it's like
that's cool. No, that's a thing in Alberta too. There's a lot of people into rock climbing, and it seems sweet.
You think it's because like you're deprived of rocks?
No, we're mountain adjacent.
You gotta go harder.
Oh yeah, you aren't a mountain adjacent.
No, absolutely not.
It's so flat. It's for our US listeners and global listeners, the province that Ben is from is super flat. So flat. I don't know why I'm saying it meanly, but like it's just really flat. It's not fun to drive through. I'm sorry, Ben.
Yeah. The joke is like you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. Or, I think I screwed up that punchline horribly, but wow.
I liked it.
Okay.
So competitive rock climbing.
Yeah. That was in high school. I haven't touched the wall in years, but
is that what they say? What are the like rock climbing lingos? It's like, yeah, you go touch walls. Like, let's go touch some walls.
No, that's something I just said now.
Yeah, no, I like it. I haven't touched a wall in years.
Yeah, just even in my house, I just try to avoid them if at all possible.
Yeah. My fingers are aching.
Yeah.
For walls.
Yeah. But yeah, so the guy that owned the rock climbing gym, it was called Vic's Vertical Walls, later Climb 306.
I always get crazy with the names. I'm sorry. I'm keep making jokes, but go on. Climb 306.
So he played in a band called North of Shorty, which I think, Rob, you just put on a playlist a little while ago. Yeah. Those guys. Yeah. So they're occasionally, and I don't think he would put this on, some of the other staff would, but like their CD would get played on there. And they had a bunch of other really cool, like, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s ska stuff that would get played, like Mad Caddies, Streetlight Manifesto, Cat Empire, which those guys are a huge influence on us. Some other like punk stuff as well. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. So it's kind of like a little bit like a punk rock climbing gym. It was cool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
So I listened to that all the time while I trained, like 9 hours a week. It was cool.
That's sweet. Is there like accomplishments in climbing? Is it like speed? What are you going for?
It's usually like you can do speed climbing, which is insane if you watch it. Like people can scale walls so insanely fast. It's like,
That's bananas.
yeah. Usually it's route difficulty. So there's like a rating system, and they'll set a route. You don't see the route at all in advance. You go in, you have to look to see if, like, try to map it out. You get a certain amount of time to map it, and then you have to get on the wall and start climbing it and hope not to
Is
fall.
like tallness, does it work to your advantage? Height, is length and height necessary? Or can you be like a little sneaky climber?
It's very
I'm
like
asking for
mood
myself.
dependent.
Yeah.
It really depends
on
on
the
the scenario.
Yeah. I've always thought about rock climbing. It sounds fun, but I worry. I'm 5'0". I wonder if it's meant for me. I feel like I could like spider monkey up, but I like worry about the reach. You know, what if I couldn't reach?
Just bring a pogo stick.
Or one of those little like dinosaur things that open and closes the mouth.
Yeah. So you mentioned Cat Empire, and I know that's something we've talked about before. Like, how do those like fusion bands influence you? Like, I think we talked about Manu Chao at one point as well. Like, that's just doesn't get talked enough. And I'd just be curious, like what is it about those groups that really drive you?
Yeah, Manu Chao would be more my younger brother Emmett, who's our bassist. For us, like Cat Empire, I don't know. A lot of us in the band have like a jazz background and a lot of different diverse musical backgrounds. Like I'm the guy in the band who is the most into ska and ska punk. So yeah, I don't know, like Cat Empire, they're so diverse in what they do. It really sort of keeps my interest when they're jumping from genre to genre. And I like to do that with our music to kind of keep things interesting and allow the guys to, I don't know, have fun, play around with a few different styles.
Totally.
And then, so speaking about that too, Pat from the Planet Smashers was on the podcast, and he was just saying that the Canadian ska scene is just different than the US one. Like, how has that experience been for you? And is there any truth to that?
Well, I haven't got to experience too much of the US ska scene, I guess. Well, at least live. I did go back to the beach in 2019, which was super cool. But yeah, I don't know. Here, we tend to stick a little more locally, like around Saskatchewan, Alberta. That's kind of the farthest out we've gone. But yeah, the scene's definitely smaller and more spread apart. A large portion of that, or a large reason behind that, is just geographically, right? Like we're like, what, 5 hours away from you? Regina's 2.5 hours away from us, like driving time wise. So
yeah. Have you've played in Edmonton?
We haven't done Edmonton. I want to do Edmonton.
Yeah.
Hopefully this summer at some point, if things are okay with COVID. But yeah, we've done, I think, like Calgary, Regina, PA. Hoping to get back out, do some more stuff. Yeah, this summer.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, for sure. I think I saw. Do I want to say Class? I saw you with Class Action in Calgary. I believe I was there.
That's right. So. And I feel like, were you guys at the merch table at some point?
Oh, there's a possible chance.
There.
That's would have been with my wife, yeah.
Okay.
But because I've seen Class Action in Calgary a couple of times, and
Yeah.
they do a thing where they make fun of people for skanking, and my wife hates that. She gets so mad.
I don't actually remember that part of that, but those guys have been really good to us over the years. My old band, Mr. Fire, which some of the guys in Minivandal are from, we opened for them in Saskatoon many years back, and Alex, their bass players, hooked us up with a lot of shows out in Calgary and Alberta. So shout out to Alex and those guys.
So what's the origin story of your band? Like, how did you all get together?
So we had Mr. Fire. It was me, Emmett, our bassist, Cameron, our keyboard player, and we had two other guys, a guitar player, a drummer. I think Mr. Fire formed around like 2009. We ran until about 2014. And then we took a year off. And I wanted to, like, Mr. Fire had ska influences. Towards the end, it got a little bit more poppy. So I wanted to go back to ska roots, ska punk, and we decided to form Minivandal in 2015. But I think the only people from Mr. Fire that were in there were me and Emmett. I've kind of been playing in bands with Emmett for like most of my life, like probably since he was 9 and I was 16, I think.
And that's your brother?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, we used to be the band with the cute little kid. Like we had a jazz combo in high school, and he plays double bass professionally. So he
Oh wow.
does like, well, I mean, he was like this, about this tall, which is a great reference for the people that are listening to this. But and he had just like a giant bass that he would play, and everyone was like,
About 5 apples, like a Smurf. So he was a real Michael Jackson of your Jackson.
What? Oh,
5.
because he's small.
I don't know.
I was like, I don't think people think of Michael Jackson as the short one in Jackson 5.
I do.
Yeah,
And that's all I associate with them. Moving on.
Did he do anything after 1979?
Nope.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. What's Emmett up to?
He's
He's quite young. He's a youngin' still.
not anymore. No, that was many moons ago.
Yeah,
He's still that
he did say he was a
No,
professional
but you
upright bass
seem
player.
young. So if
Yeah.
you are 7 years older than Emmett, because he was 9 when you were 16, right?
Yeah.
Yes, good math.
Right.
Nailed it. And
And
this has been Math Corner.
He's
So-
5 years. He's 5 years younger than me, so I think I screwed up my own ages. Oh man, God damn it.
What's
We've
my
reopened
age
Math
again?
Corner. What's
Yeah.
my age again?
What is it? But anyway,
Look,
yeah,
you
he's
missed
like
it.
he's a music teacher in town and does a lot of bass gigs, or did prior to COVID. Still does a few.
That's like a lot for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, right.
So impressive.
It's
Emmett's
impressive.
I never want to know how old Emmett is. In my mind, he's 12 going on 13.
Emmett Hauser.
He was 16 when we recorded our first like full length album as Mr. Fire in
That's wild.
2011.
That's some real Flatliners energy there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I kind of just want to talk about CanCon. I don't have a question, but we talk about CanCon all the time, like me and you
Weird
on.
Canada things that only happen
Yes.
in Canada.
So CanCon, for anybody, I think this is the thing in Australia. So for our listeners, in Canada, there's like a percentage of all audio-visual things that come out, like on the radio or on TV, that have to be produced or recorded or whatever in Canada. Like there's a bunch of rules to it. And so there's some things that when you look at it, you're like, that gives off some real CanCon energy. Like we talked about sticking around,
Yeah.
which has got to be like one of the most legit CanCon things, like the raccoons.
Oh yeah.
The raccoons run with us. We got everything you need.
Crash test
Crash test
dummies. Absolutely. The odds.
So I think that's something like Americans specifically don't understand. That like something Canadian is kind of big in the States. That means we're hearing it in Canada like 1,000 times a day, every day.
Oh
all
yeah,
day.
like
So
Drake
desperate.
and the Beebs.
Drake and the Beebs.
Like Nickelback in Alberta especially. Like forget about it.
Yeah.
We talked about that Kazzer song like 20 times,
Did
and I
you
was
know?
like, and like
Yeah.
nobody is like no reaction. Everyone's like, well, whatever.
Do you remember Kazzer? Ben?
Okay, so funny fact or whatever. You mentioned that on the podcast. I went and looked it up like a couple days ago, and I was like, I don't think I've heard this song before. Like, it doesn't sound familiar. And then my wife was like, well, I've heard this. I was like, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
your wife.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounded like I was
Yeah,
hitting
your
on your wife.
Why not? She's not there.
Your Kazzer loving wife. I'm sorry. I don't mean to paint her with that brush.
Or like, what else is like Angela Anaconda,
No, I think people know. People,
Yeah.
that's
Mr.
Mr.
Dress Up.
Mr. Dress Up. Yeah.
which is better than I know. Mr. Rogers seems nice too, but the puppets and stuff were like more likable. Lamb Chop was both,
I don't know if Lamb Chop was.
and we did
Canadian.
Sharon
Lewis
and
and Bram, yeah.
That's what we talked
So-
about. The abrupters.
So Ben, throw it
Mhm.
to you. When you think CanCon, what comes to mind?
yeah,
Oh man. Pretty much everything you guys have said. I've like,
Canadian childhood.
I don't know, YTV, like
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
like whatever was on there. I used to watch that all the time.
Do you remember Oh?
Yeah, like is that the game show?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
with
guy
like
with
the
the like.
slime.
Okay, Oh is ska. Like real big fish matzo stick energy ska, but like So what's the American one? There's an American one That's like uh-oh.
Yeah, where they dropped the
There's
gunk.
Ooze. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
it was lots
yeah.
of green ooze.
Nickelodeon.
Anyways, I can't. It's a Nickelodeon show, dude. Double Dare.
Oh yeah.
Double Dare or something. So
Oh.
uh-oh is the Canadian Double Dare.
Right. So who ripped
Yeah.
who off? Who came
Yeah.
first?
Oh, it was us ripping
Ours
them
was
off,
better
right?
though
Like,
because we had a
100%.
wacky host with cool hair and a green suit.
We also had a Donkey Kong Country animated show.
Was
That's
that
a
Canadian?
That was Canadian. That was
Oh.
like a Teletoon like OG show.
That theme song, damn. I listened to that a couple months ago. I dug that up on YouTube, and that theme song rips the guitar solo.
What about Rupert?
That's
Rupert the
British.
Bear?
Is
Yeah.
that British?
Oh, he's so British.
Babar.
So British.
French.
Well, yeah, French, but also British. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm talking about my childhood.
You're just
Watership
like-
down.
You're just like, I love Absolutely Fabulous and Faulty Towers, Canadian classics, Monty Python.
Kids in the
Oh,
Hall.
Kids in the Hall.
Hey, did you ever watch Royal Canadian Air Farce?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the chicken cannon every year.
The chicken
New Year's.
Chicken cannon.
Yeah.
Every New Year's Eve, there's a
Yeah.
chicken cannon. Mike from Canmore. I'm Mike from Canmore.
Yeah.
Remember Mike from Canmore?
I do.
That's good stuff. Okay.
Man, I
That's
could talk
been
about
me.
this. I could just like wax on and just name Canadian stuff.
See, and like all the things you're saying, I remember all this stuff. I've seen it, but I'm having a tough time just like coming up with Canadian things off the top of my head. I was totally unprepared for this. But
I
Should've
mean,
prepared you for
that's
it.
fair. We're putting you absolutely on the spot.
This is like the most like gotcha question we've ever asked. Like, what do you think of CanCon? What do you think about? And I'm going to ask the next American person, but actually, that's a good
What
question.
about Canadian fast food chains? Is Swiss Chalet
A&W,
Canadian?
yes. Swiss Chalet Harvey's,
Swiss-
super Canadian.
Harvey's?
not a Harvey's fan. Is A&W Canadian?
There's two types. There's an American version and a Canadian
And the
version, and the
Canadian
Canadian
is far
version is far superior.
Okay,
Burger
interesting.
Baron? That's got to be
Oh yeah,
Saskatchewan.
I don't know. I think that's an Alberta thing.
Weird.
Burger
There
Baron.
was one in Regina, I think. We've got in Saskatchewan for the longest time. There were no Taco Bells here. I think that
Did
there's
not
a
a
restaurant
Taco
here
Bell.
called Taco Time that
Yes.
I think had some sort of a monopoly on Saskatchewan from like a licensing perspective or something. So
Yeah, it was probably Mr. Moneybucks.
It's too bad Canadian Taco Bell sucks.
Oh, I went to it today.
Mr. Moneybucks?
Not
Isn't
happening.
that the Monopoly guy?
No,
Mr. Moneybanks?
Mr. Money Bags, maybe.
Mr. Moneybags?
Doesn't that make more sense?
yeah,
Mr.
Probably.
Moneybucks.
Okay.
Mustachio
Ooh,
Moneybucks.
all of a
Could go either way.
sudden, slightly derailed, Mr. Moneybucks. So let's talk about the band we're going to talk about today. So Mad Caddies sounds like you were introduced to it through your that playlist with the rock climbing. So what it is about the Mad Caddies that really hooked you? What do you like about it?
So being like a trumpet player primarily, I'm gonna say like Keith Douglas. Like damn, that guy can play, and to be able to hear like I used to do a lot of jazz stuff. I was a really nerdy band kid. Like I was in the Saskatoon Youth Orchestra, pretty much like any kind of extracurricular band thing you can think of. So I hear like, you know, a lot of classical, a lot of jazz stuff, and to hear something outside of that just absolutely rocked, where a trumpet was featured, was super cool.
I think that's also the thing, is like any sort of like band person, like it's like cool to see something alternative like punk rock and like being like, yeah, that's my instrument I play. Look them go.
Yeah.
Look at them go.
Yeah, look at him go. And he
Also,
goes.
Rich Uncle Pennybags. Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Rich Uncle Pennybags. Celine has confirmed it.
Oh, that's
That's the
actually-
Monopoly
okay.
guy.
Yeah.
Uncle Pennybags.
It kind of sucks that he's an uncle.
Yeah.
Does that make it worse a little bit?
It's a
I don't
really-
know why.
It's a really old uncle. Like he's got like white hair.
Yeah, it feels weird that he's coming
That's
to the
harsh
family.
on old uncles. Shout out to all the old uncles out there.
Speaking
Sorry
of old
for-
uncles,
Offending.
it's time for the
old
nation's
uncle
most
listener base.
Our like downloads are like 20% next time. We're
It's
like, fuck this. I love being an old uncle.
Jumping on TikTok, just like got their phone with our thing on it, just hitting unsubscribe.
Old unks only.
And now for the nation's most critically acclaimed Trivia Ska game show. Guess that horn section.
Third wave, two-tone, just give me that sweet trombone, trumpet or saxophone. It's now time to play Guess That Horn.
So as always, Celine, you need to guess the horn section for the Mad Caddies. God damn, you need to get this.
I have seen them a few times
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, that's what we'll get into as we go through this, is the 3 trillion times we've seen them live with an unchanging lineup.
Ever?
Kinda.
Well, I know there's a trumpet because
we just talked about it?
We just talked about
Thank God.
it.
I was really worried about that one.
No, I'm smart and I remember things. And a trombone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
She fucking
Two?
did it.
Yeah.
She fucking did it. A
Great.
trumpet
This is
and a
one of my
trombone.
favorite ska bands. Actually,
And-
bands growing up.
And you nailed it.
And I
They
got
have
it, so
a
that's good. If I was
trumpet
gonna get one,
and a
if I was gonna
trombone.
get one.
Yeah,
Do you
honestly.
feel good to be here, Ben, on a big
It's a
day?
momentous occasion. Although, to be fair,
Oh,
like, if you would have said sax, like, there is sax on the first couple albums. They've got some guest
Right.
horns, I think, that feature on there.
on
So-
Quality Softcore, the first album,
which
for
is what
sure.
we listened to.
I
So
think there
swear-
might be some on Duck and Cover too, possibly. Maybe like the last song.
But for
Might be
sure, when they play live and when they
Also,
credit
Ben,
their
would you
band.
let me have this?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Celine, you fucked up. You should have said also a saxophone.
No, just yay, great job. Moving on. Edit out the rest.
And it's going to happen right now where we're going to take the time ska sheen. Celine, what's going on? Where's the time ska sheen noise?
You think you owe whatever ska time machine you go in.
It's a song now? I thought the
That's
time ska sheen
sound-
made a noise.
Well, it was good. I'm trying to think of another Disney song, and all I could think of was Pocahontas' "Colors of the Wind." So I'm trying to do a riff on that.
Do Doctor Who. Dun, dun,
Doctor
dun,
Who.
dun.
Doctor Who. Wait, what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? The tandem, the tie, the T. It starts with a T.
The
The
guy in
TARDIS.
the
or
The
like a
TARDIS
ship.
is the machine.
Yeah.
That's the time. Yeah.
So it's that
The
a guy?
guy?
The guy. Doesn't he talk? Doesn't the,
The
TARDIS,
TARDIS
talk?
talk? Oh, it's a
Doesn't
phone
he?
booth.
Well,
Yeah, it has like little eyes for the windows,
But
and
it's
it's like, hey, doctor, you want to come into my mouth?
Pee-wee's
It's
Playhouse
bigger on the
and Doctor-
inside.
Okay, I've never seen an episode of Doctor Who, but I've seen photos of it. And it seems like the TARDIS has a personality.
It is like semi-sentient, I think,
Sentient, right?
or sort of.
But it's not like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like, it didn't walk in and it's like foam furniture everywhere.
What's the sound of a TARDIS?
I think it
don't know.
varies.
TARDIS,
What's-
TARDIS,
Yeah, it's like a
TARDIS,
Pokemon.
TARDIS.
Yeah.
It just says its own name.
Get going. You got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lynn.
You got the sound you're looking
I got
for.
it. I got exactly what I'm looking for.
With
Isolate.
Your sound for the ska
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah. It's one of 3 things I get you to do.
I'm Robert, and I know everything.
I don't need
I'm
to
a
be painted with that
beautiful
brush.
Southern Belle.
So we're going to 1995 today for the Time Ska Sheen, and we're going to be talking about the Mad Caddies. I pulled a lot of info from a lot of interviews. This era of the Mad Caddies is pretty weak in terms of me being able to find a lot of really good interviews. So it's mostly nowadays members talking about the previous days, but
I'm curious
very
how
interesting.
successful they are.
very.
And were during these 3 albums.
I will be getting into that. Funny you should ask.
Because I know now they're not like, I mean, they are successful, but they're not like Rihanna.
They're not Rihanna. I don't think any band we've talked about is Rihanna.
Not until next.
Not until the next episode,
Yeah,
next trombonist when we
that
do
is-
Rihanna. And that song she had called Rude Boy, which is ska related.
Okay, go on. God.
The Time Ska Sheen takes us to wine country in 1995. Yeehaw! Wine country. At Santa Ynez High School, Chuck Robertson, Sasha Lazor, Carter Benson, Ed Hernandez, Keith Douglas, and Mark Iverson are getting together to play some good old-fashioned 90s ska. They were fortunate enough to live close to Santa Barbara, which is where they make a whole bunch of wine in California. So they could drive up to all ages shows for like $10 to see any number of major ska bands that were playing at the time, like Fishbone, NoFX, the Bosstones, the Knuckle Brothers, Let's Go Bowling, and their other two favorite bands, Skank and Pitbull.
Never heard of them.
Ben's laughing because there's a weird article that we were talking about yesterday where somebody accidentally, instead of put Skank and Pickle in the article, wrote Skank and Pitbull.
Hey,
May have been my favorite thing.
That Timber song? Because it's Kesha and Pitbull.
Man,
I
you know,
like Kesha.
How mad would
Pitbull
Pitbull be if somebody thought that he was from Santa Barbara, California? He's like, well, part of my whole deal makes you think of, well, he's Mr. Worldwide. So that Santa Barbara is part of
He could be from. He's from everywhere.
He's from Florida.
Oh, he does.
He gives off serious Miami vibes.
Yeah.
Pitbull, yeah, for sure. They would also get to see the Selector and the Specials and any number of reunion shows that were flying through at this time because it's 95, right? We're getting into it. Ska's starting to pick up speed. So Chuck Robertson, who would be the lead vocalist, said this. You'd wait for the Santa Barbara Independent to come out on Thursday and flip straight to the entertainment section to see who was coming to town. And when you got to see that little checkered box, you knew a ska show was coming. So this first little iteration of the band was called Cracked Macaroni. And they started gigging around town. That's kind of a better name.
Cracked Mac? The
Cracked
Mad Caddies?
Yeah.
Nah.
Cracked Macaroni is pretty good. I mean, that does sound like a 90s ska. Kind of sounds like a ska band that would come out now, too.
I like Mad Laddies.
Why?
Mad Daddies.
Why?
Because that's fun.
Why?
It's more fun.
Okay.
I don't like golf.
It's not golf related. We'll get into that, but it's
Okay.
not golf related. It's kind of golf, but not really. Their name doesn't stick. Cracked Macaroni doesn't have legs. They don't see themselves being super big rock stars with a name like Cracked Macaroni. Gee Louise. Go figure. So they changed their names to the Ivy League. And so they begin to record their debut, but unfortunately they get some bad news. The Ivy League is already taken.
Well,
Also-
yeah, that's not. It's not. I was already like, boo.
Also, it sounds too close to Operation Ivy.
Yeah.
It's just not a good. Yeah.
So the only thing left to do, so the only thing worse than having one band with a very similar name to you is having two bands with a similar name to you. So it's time to change the name, and they opted for Mad Caddies, the name of which is a reference to them roadieing their roadieing their gear for gear for other bands. So they were like the caddies of the other bands, and they were mad about it.
Okay.
You think I'm making this up, but they really have leaned away from that and put a whole bunch of Cadillac stuff on things.
Oh yeah.
So that they can kind of,
I guess yeah, they rock the like a bunch of cool rad mad cars, man. That's not them. No.
And so the band would become very close with other fellow Santa Barbara punk bands. Some bands you may have heard of: Lagwagon, Nerf Herder, Perry Grip, and the Ataris.
Oh, Boys of the Summer.
Yeah, you know, they were like kind of like a legit ass skate
No,
punk
I
band
know, it's just
at
they
one
hit
point.
it
No, I'm
big
just
with the
saying
cover.
they had a
They
weird
are, like,
cover.
they're
Oh,
good
so
band.
good. I really love the Ataris. I like Lagwagon too. My friend Mark, that's his absolute favorite band.
The
Lagwagon.
Ataris?
No,
Oh.
Lagwagon. Lagwagon is like everybody's 10th favorite band. More of a burn. Is that one? Burn.
There's too much testosterone in Lagwagon for me.
In Lagwagon?
I
Are
don't
we
know
thinking
if
of the
I-
same
I
band?
don't know if I know who Lagwagon
Lagwagon
is.
gives off some beta energy.
I don't think I have.
Lagwagon's like Fast Weezer.
Oh, I actually don't think I know who
Yeah,
Lagwagon
and they
is.
look an awful lot like Fast Weezer. Like, that's just the energy they give off. So since Lagwagon was really tight with Fat Mike, because that was, I think, the first Fat Wreck release. I actually don't have that here, but I believe Fat Wreck was basically started so that Fat Mike can put out a Lagwagon CD. I think it was one of those things.
Yeah, I think
That sounds right? Yeah. So super good friends. So they grabbed the demo for the Mad Caddies and got an agreement to release this debut that they were working on for one of Fat Mike's subsidiary labels. The debut is called Quality Softcore and was released on a bubblegum punk label called Honest Dons. And Honest Dons is sweet. I mean, they did have like MDC, like a weird crust band was on there for some reason, but for the most part, it was like bands like Nerf Herder, Diesel Boy, Teen Idols, Chicks Dig It.
Oh,
They're from Alberta,
Calgary, right?
Yeah, Calgary.
That's fun.
Somebody on Twitter the other day was like, Edmonton meets Ontario, Chicks Dig It, and some like band from Quebec. And I was like, I don't know if you're trying to like fuck with us, but Chicks Dig It is not from Edmonton.
Yeah.
The Dancehall Crashers, we want to bring it back to Scott, where it was also on Honest Dons at one point, and the Muffs.
That's cool.
The Muffs are sweet. And so, yeah, Quality Softcore. That's the first record. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't really realize how much I listened to it.
Like a
It was good,
shitload,
lot.
right?
Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah, like a lot.
It's good. I actually listened to this band growing up and can have an opinion on it for once. Yeah, it was a big part of my 13-year-old getting into counterculture music. It was one of like the first bands I like really got into that was like even punk rocky adjacent.
Was the Mad Caddies in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob
Oh, me? Oh, I was going to throw it to our guest.
or Ben.
Our guest,
Ben Rob.
Quality Softcore. Thoughts, opinions. How'd you get into it? Where'd you first hear it?
Yeah, so my entry point into the Caddies, I think, was probably, well, they had a few tracks from Quality Softcore at the gym. I think it was Goleta, Preppy Girl, and maybe one other one.
Oh, that's Goleta right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I hadn't really listened to the full album, I think, until quite a few years later, and just recently started listening to it again in preparation for this. So yeah, it's a cool album. It's a really interesting to sort of hear the roots of the Caddies, where they started, and I don't know if it's like something that I would go back to a whole bunch and listen to. Like I'm definitely more partial to some of the later stuff they put out, but there's a lot of cool musical stuff going on in here. Like some of just what's going on in the background of the tracks. Like damn, like in Preppy Girl in particular, that ska punk beat that they've got. Oh, you can't top that. Lyrically, yeah, I don't know about that song, but I really like the music. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you were talking about all the little mixes from Preppy Girl, because that's like one of my favorite songs. I believe, Celine, your exact words. No, I don't have the tweet or the message you said, but you said, I'll be very sad if we don't listen to Preppy Girl.
I think I said mad.
Oh, mad.
That's it.
Oh. No, you said I'll be very Caddies if you don't listen to Preppy
I'll
Girl.
be mad saddies if you don't.
So this track has some like pretty rad like little changes into it. So
especially as like an angsty, like punk rocky goth girl, I loved being like, makes me wanna her a fucking Preppy Girl. Yeah.
Yeah, let's listen to a little bit of that. Real chill.
Pretty slow
Chill.
intro.
What is it? Slow gherkin? Slow intro. They still play this song live like every time I see them.
Short black skirts on warm days, with a black socks to her knees. Now she's wearing corduroy instead of bongo jeans. To the Preppy Girl, what's a fashion world? To the Preppy Girl, makes like water, her fucking Preppy Girl.
What are bongo jeans?
Bongo jeans?
Yeah.
Instead of bongo jeans?
Yeah. Like what are those?
I don't really know.
Like I can't say for sure that that's a bad fashion choice, but it sounds like it
Bongo
is.
jeans were like a brand at Stitches in Canada, but that's not something I can say globally.
On the live album, I think he says diesel jeans. Mixes it up. You have an opinion about
you love
jeans.
Preppy Girl?
I really like the song, like the music behind everything. The lyrics for me are like feel a little bit weird listening to now as like a 31-year-old guy. So,
Yeah, like as a 31-year-old, it's not quite as poignant.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that song.
yeah.
Is it a little dated?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it really holds up from a lyrical standpoint nowadays. Like, I don't know. I think I would feel like pretty awkward thinking about some 15-year-old girl losing her virginity in a song.
And calling her a bitch.
Yeah, that's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, okay.
What did she do? Steal his hat?
I don't think that she does anything in the song. I think he
Yeah.
just really doesn't
There's
There's
like
some
her. for
serious
some
victim
reason.
blaming
Yeah, it's
happening
not
in
a
that
feminist
song.
anthem. Well, now you guys, I have it clouded in nostalgia as an angsty goth girl who was bullied by preppy girls.
So
Therefore, I liked the song at the time. It was not much more complicated than that.
well, you've seen them live. You said when, like, what year about was that when you saw them live?
Okay, when would that have been? I want to say either 2017 or 2018.
But we
And-
could have seen them the same year.
We basically see them every time they come through.
Yeah.
I never play
tried-
ska bands.
Like
I
I
never
tried
played
to
ska
get them. Well, I think they did with Class Action in Edmonton the last time they came through their Calgary run.
Okay.
Oh, really? Because in Edmonton, the last time I remember them playing with like a folk band, like a folk punk band, open for them.
I don't know what the Edmonton show would have been. I'm pretty sure one of the Calgary shows they had some local openers because I think they did 2
cool.
nights as well. And I really tried to get out to that show with the band. Like I tried bringing everybody out, but I think it was like one of those like minus 40 weeks and it just like the roads were awful.
Yeah.
So
That
wasn't
happened
safe
at
to
Mad
drive.
Caddy show here as
Do they
well.
always
Yeah.
come in the winter?
Yeah, yeah. Stop coming in the winter, Mad Caddy.
Yeah, what a bad
Yeah.
decision on their
Come
part.
anytime. But so they put on a great live show.
I think so.
Yes. I have never they don't seem like overly like friendly and interactive with their fans, but like they don't necessarily have to be. Also, I'm always like a drunk asshole and I'm like, I buy a t-shirt. They're like, sure, leave, please.
I got to talk to, I think, Graham for a little bit, their bass player, just
Okay.
at the merch booth there. He seemed pretty nice. Yeah. Other than that, I haven't. This is the only time I've interacted with them was at that show. So, although
That's good though.
I did, I guess, technically, we posted like, okay, we did like this little one-off thing a little while ago, where it was kind of a cool concept in Saskatoon. This guy put on this event called Peanut Butter and Jams, and it was like local artists that went to the open mic that wouldn't normally play with each other. It's like you drew your name out of a hat, and then you paired up these artists together.
That's
give
fun.
People, different playing experiences.
That's cool.
So we got paired with a guy named
Slash
Cole.
stressful.
A little bit, but I don't know. It was really fun. Like I got paired with a guy named Cole, and I brought a couple of the guys from the band on, and we did a cover of "Back to the Bed" and then a Tragically Hip song.
That's fun.
"Back to the Bed's a B-side off of Dirty Rice.
Yeah.
And we like Chuck saw the video and commented from his like personal Instagram, being like, "It's like nice job, boys," or something,
Oh,
and
that's
which
sweet.
was really nice. I was like, "Oh my god,
Validation.
saw something! Hooray!"
That's rad. That's
So-
nice.
That's kind of the only other interaction I've had with them. But
I guess they've been touring for many years, like many years.
Yeah, I know. Well, because like Chuck did his solo album, which I've been very
right,
clear on my last. Whenever I talked about it last, how much I didn't like it.
Spoiler
But,
alert.
Yeah,
Chuck's
Chuck
a
Robertson
daddy.
and
Chuck
friends.
Robertson's a daddy.
Is he?
A known dad. I mean,
Yeah.
like kind of an average daddy.
All right, so
but
where's
he's
he
a
on the-
cute guy?
Where's he on the daddy meter? You open this bag now. You have to walk through it.
Like a 7.7. I want to give him an 8.
it's
I don't
very
know.
Alright.
specific.
He's not. You know what? I think young Chuck
Considering-
Robertson.
Considering how close that is
8?
to Reese, 8's pretty good.
7.5.
Oh, okay.
7.5 currently.
Reasonable.
7.5 currently.
That's right in territory of JFK.
He's definitely more attractive than JFK.
But I believe you gave him also.
JFK, like JFK real life or Clone High JFK.
JFK Clone High gets a
Era.
12 out of 10. For a supper, Ira would like a party platter. Platter. Yeah.
Now Mario's dead. I'm killing everyone.
Pants his pants.
I'm just gonna do clone high bits now. That's what this has come down
I feel
to.
like that's not CanCon, but for some reason Canadians fucking love clone.
Well, that
High
was like
so
a
much.
late night teletoon with
Yeah,
like definitely with undergrads
Yeah.
and what's
Which
that Will
is
Ferrell
ska.
show? The Oblongs.
Undergrad to Ska.
No, but Mission Hill is ska.
Oh, Mission Hill Ska.
Mission
That's
Hill
what it
is
was.
super ska.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they play "Don't Let the Bastards Grind You Down" by the Toasters. Ba-da-doom.
A beep happened, Joey.
Okay.
Engineer Joey, a beep happened.
Okay.
I know, it's just stressful.
Okay. So I think the one thing about this album that is a little funky, Celine, did you pick up on some fake and Jamaican?
Yes, I was going to talk about the fake
It's-
and Jamaican.
it's pretty bad on the first
like,
listen.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
pretty
like
bad.
subtle, but not.
I think it pops out a little bit. I like, because you comment on it when I hear it in songs now that I'm like listening to it. I'm just like, "Ugh."
Yeah, the fake and Jamaican is not cute. What song was it like really going for? There was one
So
that stood out.
I queued up the Bell Tower, which is like the reggae song. I can't remember if he does it a whole bunch in there, but I think it's the first one. Yeah, so let's give it a listen.
I feel like he wouldn't do it still.
It is a groovy jam though.
Don't let you know how to, you know good. While you're alone on a summer like you know you should.
Yeah.
A little bit. little cringe. But visually it's fun.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of French. I look up into the sky.
Double neck.
I feel like
Hello.
can't really tell if some tracks he's kind of doing it ironically. This one doesn't really sound
Right.
like it. It sounds like he's more earnest about it. But there's a few tracks on here that definitely more kind of like jokey, I think.
Absolutely.
I feel like they did have a little bit more of a
Tongue in
sense of humor
cheek.
around this era.
They're like,
for
we're
sure.
doing ska, and it's from Jamaica.
It is the most like, so this album came out in 97, like to their benefit, made them sort of big enough.
era of fake Jamaican, fake and Jamaican.
I mean, they could basically, it's a very 90s record. If
You
you
know what?
like 90s ska, quality softcore, and you know what? It gets in like 35 minutes. A bastard is nice and short, and you get a lot of little ska punk
And we
jams
all,
down there.
We all Jamaica mistake in
Yeah.
life.
We don't have it queued up, but the first track, "I'm So Alone," the only like little tidbit of information I have about that is I don't have it queued.
I don't have it.
But it's about how like him smoking too much weed makes him super paranoid,
fair.
and he really turned that around. And that is no
he
longer
loves
his
weed
opinion.
now. He loves weed so much.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
don't wanna
that's why I
say-
like their new stuff. I
don't-
feel like he must
Yes.
love weed. I like the weed anthems.
it is more baked into their
Oh
sound.
my god, Rob doesn't
And with-
smoke weed.
And with that,
Actually, he fucking hits up that CBD every night.
Celine is like stomping all over my perfect segue into a break. But we're going to go take a break now. And when we get back, more Time Ska Sheen.
Rob's gonna get high. And we're back.
Actually, that's great. We are back. We're here with Ben from Minivandal. Always happy to have some Canadian ska friends join us on the podcast. And we're going to pick up in the Time Ska Sheen. We just finished 1997 with Mad Caddies' first release, Quality Softcore. So, around this time,
I'm making my Time Ska Machine song.
and it's the Odd Couple song. Isn't that what that is?
Austin Powers.
Oh, it's Austin Powers, yeah.
Oh,
It could be both.
Are you horny, baby?
That's ska.
Those were horns.
Is it? Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. That was a natural moment. So
That was a
Around-
natural. Yeah, even made more natural by saying that it was a natural moment.
that's right. People listen to this show. That's what's funny. So Sasha around this time became enamored with Dixieland Jazz.
That's fun.
So Sasha is the guitar player, and he basically said to the rest of the band, "Dude, this would work really good with punk." Not wrong. He would then go out of his way to learn the banjo, but he played it incredibly wrong, and he would get made fun of constantly by people who are like, "You're not supposed to play chords with the banjo. You're supposed to pick it." And he's like, "Nuh-uh, I do it this way." And so that's why.
Is that fine?
I mean, do you like the banjo in Mad Caddies?
Yes.
Yeah, it works fucking
I like it a lot.
great. When you're like if you're trying to be a picker.
Oh, Ben, do you like the banjo in the Mad Caddies?
Yeah, well, I think that like Sasha's Dixieland influences is really what sort of pushed these guys to the next level in my mind.
Totally.
Yeah, because I don't know, it's very unique and very distinct to their sound.
I agree. I think this is the critical moment. That influence is what turns them from just another 90s ska band into like somebody that has lasting power in the ska scene and has something unique to them that you can even go back to their releases in 98, 2000 and find something different about them than you would anything else that was released at this time. And it's what gives them, lasting power more than anybody else. How do you feel about it?
I like it.
That's great.
I like
So
it
Fat-
a lot.
So Fat Mike, very
it's circusy. The Dixie stuff is like you're talking like when it kind of gets circusy.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so.
Like the banjo, like the monkeys. The monkeys. I said it like
yes.
David Attenborough.
Oh yeah.
Like
So do we want to listen before we get into since you're saying it, before we actually talk about duck and cover, maybe we need to talk about monkeys really quickly because this is a pretty good example. So why don't we listen to this? So brace
I
yourselves.
mean, everyone already heard it.
There's that banjo playing in chords.
It sounds good.
He's skanking it. He's skanking a banjo. That's fucking awesome, man. He's playing it like he's in a barbershop quartet. So, as a trumpet player, Keith gets a what? C-?
I don't know. I personally I really like that song. We started out covering that song. I covered that song for probably about 4 years.
That's fun.
I transcribed Keith's solo. And
Is it a hit? Do people love it?
when we did do it, we can't. Yeah, with this lineup, we can't do it anymore. We one of our vocalists that sang that left the group a little while back. But
If you ever come to Edmonton, I will come up on stage and sing it for you so you can do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, sweet.
I will fight myself. I will punch myself and force you all at gunpoint to play it for me while I sing it.
He sings it really
If you ever
fast too.
come
Like
to Edmonton.
you might not even need to really know the lyrics. You just be like monkeys.
Please, watch out for them monkeys.
It is like one of the that trumpet. It doesn't fucking stop, man.
Nope.
It's
It
insane.
feels like there's some wild percussive elements. Is there like mystery percussion?
I think it's the banjo.
Yeah, he's
Yeah?
playing it. He is playing it pretty percussively.
Yeah.
Just because he's just like hammering it. He's playing it like a guitar, really.
Yeah.
Right?
I find Chuck's vocals very good on this album.
So much better.
I feel like he really stepped it up this album.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty good singer, in my opinion.
He only gets better with time.
Yeah.
He does throughout the entire discography. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's continue on with their story. We can actually talk about the record really quickly here. So Fat Mike is very picky about his ska bands. There aren't a lot of ska bands on his label. They're just his buddies, basically. But he was completely won over by this band shtick and signed them on, moved them up from Honest Dons into the big leagues to Fat Wreck Chords.
And they're still on Fat Records
to the day.
That's crazy. Hey,
yeah, they are dyed in the wool fat band, never going anywhere.
why would they?
I guess
could
not.
Yeah.
Seems to be working out pretty damn good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he pops on the boards
Are
from
they
time to time.
are they buds? Fat
Yeah.
Mike and Mad Caddies? Oh, I guess they all love each
Yeah.
other. All of
That's
his
why he
bands.
sign pairs on a fucking napkin, right?
Pretty sure Mike picked almost all the tracks on that covers record they just put out a couple years ago.
Oh yeah,
except
the
for-
covers.
Except for the Green Day song. There's a really funny story about how Fat wanted them to play I can't remember which track it is on them, but he was like, this is one of my favorite songs on one of my buddies. And they're like, okay, we're only doing this if you let us do She. And he's like, that song fucking sucks. And so I guess they had to twist his arm a little bit so they could cover the Green Day song.
Mad Caddies can crush a cover. They
Yeah.
can. They do lots of covers.
I think there's one of those coming up on the next one.
Yeah.
My favorite, actually.
There might be. I'm touching my
You
nose.
better put that. That better
Well,
be
there
on there.
might
I'm gonna
be.
kill you and everyone you've ever loved,
So-
including myself. If that
Harsh.
song's not cute
So
enough.
so Mike is on the boards on Duck and Cover too. He doesn't produce every single one, but he definitely produced this one. So Chuck said this about Keith. Keith always kicked himself in the ass sometimes for doing stuff on the record that he was like, I'm gonna have to do that every night on tour.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And
Is that relatable, Ben?
Oh god. I don't know. He's got some hard licks on that album. I don't think I'd want to play that thing front to back. That'd be really tough.
Yeah, that's
and
insane.
they didn't have the benefit of being able to say, hey, we got newer stuff where I play way slower. He has to be like, oh, I only have to play my old fast shit.
R.I.P. Chops.
So speaking of fast songs, you know what? Before I do Road Rash, let's play No Hope really fast.
How
This is a really great ska-punk tune.
how full do you think his spit valve is? Pretty full.
It's a good question. I don't know if he's a
valve.
moist individual or not.
Fullest spit valve in the game.
This is one of my favorite songs on the record. I love this song. And it's like a minute and a half.
Take a bottle, you drink it down. Your eyes are butter red, you gotta end up in the ground. Man for it, you can't hold on. Got no hope, you're fucking out, don't get trigger up again.
So fast.
This band plays at a really high register too, versus some other trumpet trombone bands.
Do not think you care, it makes no sense to me. Every time you try to take a look, you still can't see. No matter you become, the fuck the things he's done. You're out of bed, or are you having fun?
What a potty mouth.
You ain't going nowhere.
This breakdown's funny.
See that? No way home. You gotta hear me. No way home. You gotta hear me. No way home. You gotta hear me. No way home.
Damn, so good.
Is that an intentional staying alive breakdown? Because when he's like, it kind of sounds like you're going nowhere. Somebody help me.
Oh, maybe. I don't know if I picked up on that.
I also did, but now that you say it, I'm kind of like,
Because there's a little moment where it's
okay.
Somebody
I've changed-
help me.
I've changed my mind. That's no longer my favorite song on the record. It's my favorite song of all time.
I think it's a slight nod.
No,
Correct
for
me if
sure.
I'm
I don't think he was just
Yeah.
ripping off the Bee Gees.
well, no, but I think
I think it would have been intentional.
that's fun. That's a good song.
They've got lots of other nods to stuff in there too. I think on Quality Softcore, he quotes Young MC on one song too.
Yeah.
Lyrics from Bust a Move.
He does
Yeah.
I forgot about that. He does a little
Yeah,
bit more
that's what I
rapping in the
thought.
first album too.
I was
I'm okay without the rapping.
I thought I heard those lyrics. I was like, I recognize these lyrics, but yeah. Which is actually, me and engineer Joey talk about this. This is the new way of covering songs. New musicians do that where they kind of cover a song, but not. I can only think of really lame, bad examples right now, but they do a nod to a song.
It's more than a sample.
It's more than a sample and less than a cover. Yes, that's the way to put it. More than a sample, less than a cover. It's like a sample, but they change the lyrics slightly, and it's like just the chorus or something.
Oh, like the
Yeah.
new Dua Lipa Elton
Yes,
John song? That's
exactly.
yeah, okay, I get you.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Ben, have you noticed that as a trend?
I don't know.
Is it-
I haven't listened to like a lot of pop recently.
yeah.
So
It's like absolutely like top 40 in the last 3 years specifically.
Oh.
Did you think it started with like that Kesha song?
A little bit.
Yeah, I feel like that was when that kind of started.
I think Mad Caddy started it.
Mad Caddy started it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
good song.
We really need to talk Road Rash. Let's get that
Okay.
song played up.
yeah.
The Wedge. Every time. Played on the Wedge all the time.
This must have been on some comps.
You know, Ed Hernandez, the trombone player, loves to slide. Great. Damn. I know I get really stoked on listening to this stuff, but
The
fuck, it's so
musicianship
good.
is wild.
It's really great.
Yeah.
And as a bass player, I do love the ability to absolutely play those bass lines, considering how shitty I am.
Do the Mad Caddies use the ball thing in the trumpet?
The mute?
The mute.
Yeah.
Or is that a
he's-
trombone?
Well, actually, I saw him. Like I was watching some live footage. He's actually just sticking his hand in, which you can do instead of using a mute.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it kind of depends on what I guess song you're referring to, but like when he's doing kind of like the wah wah stuff, he's
Yeah,
using
the
his
wah
hand.
wah.
Usually, a lot of people will play with like a plunger, at the end of it. So, and then I think there's some other songs where he's actually using like Monkeys. He's using like a cup mute, I think.
Yeah,
That's
like how do you
nice.
do like the wah, 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 wah,
On the
wah, wah, wah,
yeah.
wah,
On
wah.
the next, you sound like a drunk parrot, but on the next album, on the next album, we definitely hear a little bit more of that for sure.
Yeah, he's
That's good. That's a drunk.
Jafar!
Yeah.
I'm
It's
Jafar's right hand
oh my
pal.
god, Keith, are you there?
Gilbert Godfrey.
Galvin. Fuck, you got me. It's too slow. I like that this is Keith's. So is that Keith or is that his muted trumpet?
That's the trumpet.
It's a trumpet. It's
So when he's doing the
Keith.
like quote unquote parrot noises, he's
Iago.
he's growling. So he's kind of like it's like rolling your R's, which I actually can't do because I can't speak like that for some weird reason. But
It's a
Yeah.
that's a real Canadian. The Canadian English doesn't have a lot of rolled R's.
I can go like or like
Timbrate. Timbrate.
I always get berated for.
Mooser. Oh, Canada. Gooser.
Canada Goose. Our podcast sucks.
No dude about it.
Let's play one more song. Let's play Popcorn.
I don't like this very much actually.
The song?
Yeah.
I think it's a nice. So I think I picked this out because on the live album they do like their chill song medley, and it had like Popcorn and Bell Tower, and I can't remember what the other one was, but it's cool. It has like a nice little vibe, and the songs are neat. It's nice to have a little breakdown. I'll say on Duck and Cover side A is like fucking 6 great songs in a row, and side B is a little bit more mixed. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I
His voice
feel
sounds
the
nice.
same way listening through it. Like I actually right before the podcast listening through it again, I was like, yeah, like side A I can play through just on repeat like all the time. Side B is a little I guess less repeatable that for me personally.
And you know, let's face it, by the Boss Tones, very similar. Like side A is just like hits like all the way through. I think it even ends on impression that I get, and then side B is like
Oh,
It's okay. A little bit more metal. It's like they got the ska side and then the metal side.
Its vocals sound really good.
Not faking Jamaican on the reggae song.
Yeah.
Good job. We did it. Duck and cover fucking rules. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. 2 out of 2 tones. I know we don't do that anymore.
Both of these albums hold
but-
up. They're both good and enjoyable to listen to. Ben, is this in your like repertoire of Mad Caddies re-listens?
Yeah, well, I think like I said earlier, like I don't know about quality softcore as much.
Right.
Duck and Cover, definitely.
For sure,
Like definitely A side of Duck and Cover. And the next one after this.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just before I forget,
okay,
I
okay.
wanted to ask you about the Minivandals. 3 words. Do you know about them?
Oh, those guys?
I just
Yeah.
tried to find you, and I was
Oh,
like, "There's
those
on
guys.
YouTube Music." It was like,
Do you
I
have
don't
a
know, I'm such
Do you have a
like,
feud with
bomb.
them in the way that we have a feud with that Checkered Past podcast that's about DC Comics?
I mean, I don't have a feud because I don't know who they are. They don't know who we are. So
I think it's just like no. I just like I. At
It's
first,
very
I
similar
thought
to
like
us.
at first I did have it like. I thought it was you guys because it was almost like a bossa nova thing, and I was like, yeah, okay, I can get it. Some like music nerd type people doing like a bossa nova jam, and then it kept being like, and I was like, no, this is not them. But I was like two and a half songs in before I was like, this is them.
So let's continue on through the time, Ska Sheen. So Sasha,
Minivandal, one word.
one word. Sasha said about Mike, Fat Mike. He said he's a hard worker and he has a reputation for partying, but people don't see that he can party harder than people half his age and wake up the next morning and get shit done.
Ugh, I can't.
Me neither.
Good for him.
Absolutely. I hope he makes $1 million.
He makes many
And
millions.
he probably has. So around this time, the band was playing all ages shows with fellow Santa Barbara label mates, Lagwagon, which was the first show attended by a rule-breaking preacher's daughter named Catherine Hudson. Can anybody guess who this person is?
Kate Hudson,
No,
son of a preacher man.
son of a preacher. Catherine Hudson, whose stage name is K.T. Perry.
Whoa! Oh yeah, because she was a Christian she was a Christian girl,
Yes, and she was in Santa Barbara.
and then she kissed a girl, and everything went downhill. Satan was like, "Kiss this girl," and then
Maybe she kissed it at a Mad Caddy show. I know this because there is a amazing Nardwuar documentary, interview with Katy Perry, and he busts that out in front of her. You know, he does his Nardwuar thing where he throws the microphone right in her face and it's like,
That's
"Tell me
fun.
about the Mad Caddies," and
That's
he just like
fun. That's
shoves it in her face,
amazing.
and she's like, "Oh, it's my first show."
oh, that's cool.
Amazing. A little bit of trivia. In 1999, the band was tapped for the now legendary Short Music for Short People compilation with a song titled "Mike Booted Our First Song, so we recorded this instead." Here's the story about that song. And we're not going to play it because I want to do a trombonist about short music for short people. So apparently the story goes that the band originally recorded a fake hip-hop song with a bunch of insider surfer slang, and Fat Mike was not having it. So
He was not having it.
yeah, that is pretty funny. He's like, fuck no. But then didn't he let Guttermouth do some kind of stupid bit as well? I don't know.
Yeah,
He
I
kind
was
of
like,
lets them
that's-
do. I don't know why that was like the end all be all. But I think he made the Dancehall Crashers song is just about like being called to make a song. I think that's what that song was about. So this year saw Chuck, Sasha, and Carter along with Derek. I don't know his how to pronounce his last name, but Derek from Lagwagon starting a skate punk side project called Sweet Action. I don't really have anything else to say about that, but it exists, and apparently there's like rando MP3s floating around that Chuck said he might try to release at one point. While preparing to conceptualize their follow-up, several leftover songs that didn't quite fit on the upcoming or any past releases were packaged as an EP titled "The Holiday Has Been Cancelled" on Fat Wreck. And it's got a bit of a ska Corey vibe, I'd say. A little bit faster, more punk rock.
I love this EP.
And it's got five tracks on it.
I
All
love
of
this
them are
EP.
pretty-
They're all good.
It rules.
I like it very much.
Right?
Yeah, all of them.
I like, so this, for me, I kind of had overlooked this one for a while because it was EP and I don't think there was any tracks for it at the climbing gym. So going back to it in prep for this, I like listened to it for the first time. I was like, damn, this is like borderline. Like this is like they're starting like, you know, peak Caddies stuff. Like the songs that they're playing on this are like what they're starting to sound like throughout the rest of their discography.
Totally.
They amp up the punk rockness on this one for sure.
Chuck's
like,
voice too, like he's got
sounds
the
great.
growl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like as we said before, we start to hear more of that like mute trumpet playing that becomes kind of like a big staple of their act as well. Like they're just playing with not ska-ness. Like it's their first 2 records, super ska. This one kind of winds that down a little bit, playing with a lot more other things, being a little bit more angular, a little bit more aggressive. And certainly like the next album's Rock the Plank, and it's like got a lot. It's like one of their punkiest albums for sure.
Ahoy, matey.
But we'll talk about that on another episode. But
That
we
was
really
when
should listen
Pirates
to.
were big.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. Stay tuned.
And but let's listen to Falling Down. I heard this on like typing in ska into a LimeWire search, and I'm pretty sure it's the first thing that came up.
I come around, but I don't see you. It's kinda hard when you're already gone. My eyes are numb, bloodshot and heavy. The voice is silent, but approaching me soon. He's got no name. He's got no number. Just one more sip and he'll be dragging
Nice.
you on.
Not quite a cover, not quite a sample.
I see the answer. The voices ring like the siren song. You're gone when you stop believing. It's hard to sleep at the end of the day. Move on, try to get even. Looking hard just to find a new way. 'Cause
It's hard to die when you're already dead.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
So good.
It's hard to die when you're already dead.
Yeah, I mean, the lyrics on that
It's
song
great.
alone are amazing. Honestly, maybe this is my hot take. If somebody was like, hey, I'm trying to get into the Mad Caddies, I'd probably just tell them to listen to this fucking EP first.
This is a
I
good-
think I'd point them there too. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a good karaoke jam. And I
Yeah.
like that it's like a little like, you know?
I like the jazziness, yeah. But you,
That's what the
that's well, yeah. That's what
but
it
it's like a
sounds
little
like.
like loungy. It's a
They're
little
gonna-
like sexy and loungy.
Like they should be playing the drums with a brush.
Yeah, it's a little wop 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 wop, you know.
These
Oh, like
were
cabaret
burlesque.
even?
Yeah,
like-
cabaret.
I'm doing like a cabaret type dance. It's not really on the.
What did you say, Ben? Before I
I
cackled?
said burlesque for some reason.
Oh yeah, no, I think that is kind of the vibe.
Celine really wants to listen to the ABBA cover, so let's listen to that.
Yay! I heard this first. Before
Yeah, of course
the
you did.
ABBA song. And I,
Before the ABBA song.
yeah, and I was just like, this is a really good song.
How come ABBA keeps ripping off
It's
the Mad
good.
Caddies?
I just thought it was really, really good, like good songwriting. And it's better.
They seem so hard to find.
The horns doing
I
the
tried to reach for
synth
you,
is
but
good
you
though.
close your mind.
Classic.
Whatever happened to
Chugga chugga. How do you feel about that guitar, Joey? Yeah, he likes it.
used to be so nice, used to be so good. So when you're near the dark, can't you hear me? The love you give me, nothing less than saying yes. When you're gone, I cannot even try to go on.
That's where his voice is like fucking impeccable.
When you're gone, oh, I try, how can I carry on?
Damn. Yeah, listeners, if you've never heard the Mad Caddies before and you're like, man, I need to know where to start, this fucking EP Holiday's been canceled. It's my first one I ever listened to, and I'm a lifelong fan.
It's no Cher's cover of ABBA's SOS. That album,
Huh?
Cher did an ABBA cover album, and it
oh.
was great.
Okay.
That one, to me, it goes Mad Caddies SOS, Cher SOS, and then ABBA
And then
SOS.
ABBA. You know,
Come at me, ABBA.
I found out that Ace of Base is like a Nazi thing. Did anybody else read that? Like Ace of
What?
Base might be like a
No.
veiled Nazi. Like there was, I don't know if this
What?
is like a weird veiled thing, but like Ace of Base is a bizarre World War II like Nazi reference.
What?
Yeah,
That can't be true.
I mean,
never saw the
it
signs.
sounds. Yeah, you didn't see the signs. Damn it, that was
You didn't
good.
see. Oh, you didn't see the signs that they were Nazis.
Fuck, that's good. And with that, the time Ska-sheen is over.
No one's gonna commit genocide and drink.
Ooh.
I said no one's going to.
I said no one's going to. Don't have to make us. So we'll pick this back up at a later date. Next batch will be from their third full-length Rock the Plank going forward. But until then, I think it's time to play a game.
Yay!
And
Do you have something like written up that's stupid?
no.
You look like you're about to read something you have prepared.
Well, you made this label because you thought it would be funny. Maybe you couldn't sign or get some major label money. Releasing your buddy's EP sometimes will suck, but once in a while you will make $100. Vanity projects, vanity labels. It's the only way to build your own punk and ska stables. 2, 3, 4. Don't want to sign to a major. Take any handout. If I do, then everyone will think that I am a sellout.
What are you singing to?
This is the Vans-ity Label Game,
What was the song?
the band song.
Oh, okay.
And in this, that's the reaction it deserved.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
In this game, Celine and Ben will be given a record label, and they will have to guess which band started it. They get a point for getting it right, but if they get it wrong, the other person can steal. And you can earn a bonus point by guessing what percentage of that band's records came out on their own label. You
Percentage?
will be... Yeah, I don't know. I'll just say it's roughly whatever it is.
Okay.
It is interesting. So, for example, if I said...
Price of Right rules?
Yeah.
Price of Right.
Yeah. So, for example, if I...
Price of Right.
Yeah, Price is Right rules is actually the best way to do that. So, if I say Stomp, the band who started it would be...
Planet
the
Smashers.
Planet Smashers. And what percentage of records came out on Stomp Records?
90.
I mean, that's 100. 100%. They released every single one.
You released every single one.
So to make things easier this time, I think we'll just go back and forth rather than just shouting ska or whatever, just to make things easy.
Yeah,
So,
make it easier.
So Ben, I'll start with you. Nitro Records.
Celine's gonna kick my ass.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I kinda started
any
with the
record
hardest one.
labels. No.
They get easier from here. You think this is easy, Joey? Joey thinks he's got it.
Is.
Got a guess?
I don't know.
Okay, Celine, are you gonna guess?
You got to give me a genre. I don't know what.
No, these
nitro
are all-
Is this
no.
metal? What is it? I
No,
don't fucking know.
I'm not gonna make it metal.
I literally don't have one answer for you.
Joey?
so-
It's the Offspring.
Oh well, I don't.
Yeah. And what percentage of records did they release on their own label?
40.
60.
Not a fucking one.
Oh.
Not a single one. Major
Epitaph.
labels
Are they Epitaph?
after Smash, they went major and never looked back.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them sellouts, but Dexter, if you're listening, come on, you know what you did.
Fight Rob.
Celine's already winning.
At a whopping...
Technically speaking,
Yeah, I don't.
20%. You're winning by
Okay.
20%.
You said you've listened to this. I don't do well.
Celine, you're
I
up
have
next.
No memory.
Celine, you're up next.
You're up next.
Epitaph.
Epitaph is started. I have no idea. Who's the Epitaph by? Alkaline Trio.
Ooh, interesting. Ben, what's your guess? Epitaph Records.
I'm so bad with this.
Wow,
and
no punk rock fans here, hey?
Let me. How old?
Yeah,
How long
Epitaph.
has Epitaph been around for?
Since the late 80s.
Oh, since the late 80s. Minor Threat.
Mid 80s, yeah. No, that's Discord,
Yeah. Okay.
but that's not on this list. Joey?
Bad religion.
Bad
Bad
Religion.
Religion. Are is Bad Religion on their own thing?
How? Oh, Celine, take a guess. How frequently
Is
did
it
they
my
release their
turn,
own
or did
records?
Or did I?
I'm giving it to you. I'm not really keeping track. Take a guess.
80.
You know what? I'm going to fucking give it to you. It was about 70%. They went on to majors for like 3 albums and then went back. They've
I was
been
gonna
doing
say
Epitaph
70.
basically the whole time.
Because I'm a.
You're going to see 70? You know what I'm going to give it to you, Ben? Just to keep things fair.
Oh!
Yeah.
Because I'm a 21st century very sad
Ben, you're up
girl.
next, and you're going to be excited for this one. Fat Records.
You don't got
Oh
it.
my god.
You don't
No
got it. He
effects.
doesn't got it.
No effects, yeah.
He doesn't got it.
What percentage do you think they released on Fat Records of their own material?
I'm gonna go with 80.
Celine?
60.
40.
Ooh.
Almost none. Just their last 6.
Dang.
They were on Epitaph first, Major, or whatever, a couple other things, and then just the last few were on there. I found that surprising. Apple Records, Celine.
Coldplay.
It's the
Because his
Beatles.
baby's name is Apple.
Yeah, the Beatles. Yeah.
Oh.
Famously the Beatles. How much Beatles material do they think they, Ben, do you think?
That's a bad name for a label.
I'm not judging the
Beatles.
label's name.
Do you think that's why they named their baby? Coldplay and Gwyneth probably like the Beatles.
You know what, Celine? Get back for a second.
I don't know. I watched like part of that Beatles documentary on like Disney Plus. Did they release like maybe one record on it?
Not a bad guess. Celine?
I watched Across the Universe.
Okay, great. How many Beatles records do you think they released themselves?
J-Law.
That's not a number. Do you understand
Oh wait,
numbers?
it wasn't Jennifer Lawrence. It was.
Oh, wait, and Cross the Universe?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was the.
I don't know.
it's
That movie
the girl
sucked really bad. It
from
was
13
awful.
And True Blood and dated Reverend Aichelwood. Reverend Aichelwood.
Rachel,
10%.
that's what he said.
5.
like 30, like a third, like
Okay.
their last 4. Okay, I think whose turn is it? Oh, Celine, you got that last one wrong. Now I remember. Ben, Moon Records.
I'm gonna get laughed off this podcast. God damn it.
Ben.
Okay, we passed the joke over to Celine.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Toasters.
Moon. Oh, the Toasters.
The Toasters.
You're just excited.
See, I feel like I knew that because we've like there's been a bunch of episodes where you guys have talked about that. And it's just like did not stick for some reason.
That's okay.
Hey, I'm here and it hasn't stuck. Nothing has stuck. I can't tell you one thing about any band we've talked about.
How many records do you think they released themselves?
Who?
The Toasters on fucking Moon Records.
5 records.
Nah, it's not bad.
Yeah, but that's not a percent.
Out of 9.
6.
60.
Yeah, I'll give it to Ben on that one. 7. The last 2 got released because Moon folded and they still kept going.
Aw.
Okay, this one's fun. Celine, Two-Tone.
The record labels
Yes.
called Two-Tone?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to record labels. Like, what are you talking about? I've like never.
I thought about doing this the
I'm
other
just
way.
Like, here's a song I like. I like it. I'm gonna listen to it.
I thought about doing this the
gotta
other way,
know.
where
I
I
don't
name
gotta know.
I name the band and you do the label, but
That's
I feel
okay,
like it
I'm-
would have done the same fucking problem.
No, you just wouldn't have gotten it. It would have been worse somehow.
So-
Two-Tone the specials.
Yes.
Okay.
How many records did they release?
I percentage or how many?
You know what? They had 8. So how many out of 8? I should have done it that way. That's the easiest way to do it.
4.
Ben?
8.
All 8? 3.
Shit.
Because
But I went over.
Two-Tone did not last very long. It was like
Yeah.
fucking done by 84. After the first version of the specials broke up.
My
let's
two-tone
just
Like
do-
Joey done by 84. By the moment he was born, he was done.
I got one more. Ben, Hellcat Records.
Formed by a band like it's Tim Armstrong's label.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
So
give it
it's
to you.
Rancid, yeah.
Rancid, Tim Armstrong. Good enough.
Rancid band.
But how many Rancid records were released on Hellcat? Out of 9.
4.
You nailed it.
Whoa.
They only released one major label album ever. Everything else, first 4 Epitaph, 1 major, 4 Hellcat. All of them have been on Hellcat ever since. I'm reading that, I think I've said this before, that Dan Ozzie book, and I'm just reading about the distillers right now. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, stuff with the distillers is weird.
Fucking weird.
Weird how?
Like her life is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
Brody's been through a
Yeah,
lot.
she's been through a lot of
She's been
stuff.
through a lot.
And I can't say like her relationship with Tim was great.
Healthy, no.
It seemed kind of fucked up.
Seemed pretty toxic.
Yeah. So- Wait, do we do the Tim Armstrong voice? Do we still do that?
I don't even remember what it was.
From the one episode we did that.
I don't remember anything we talk about ever on this podcast, and that's canon.
I do like
Brody.
an okay Tim Armstrong.
Oh,
let's hear it.
What? Oh yeah, look, we did like I don't even know if do you ever play like a Time Bomb cover? Everybody fucking covers Time Bomb, like whatever. If you want to make a move, then you better come in. It's just ability to reason and word.
That's good. No, that was good.
You stopped before you did.
We're so thin.
But then he goes, "Well, so like he does this weird thing where he's like oxygen runs out of him for a second, like he's like a helium balloon.
Goes a time bomb.
What does he say in that line, Kate? Like, what is it? His pager's beeper. Like that's what it sounds like he's saying, but I think it's beeping, but it sounds like he's saying beeper.
Either
Makes
way,
sense.
what a 90s fucking song that is, hey? Jeez. Well, it's time to go to social media for some questions, and I got a few fun ones. What is
Are
your
you talking about your testicles?
my few?
2 to 3.
It's between 2 and 3.
I have a few fun ones. Joey's laughing.
This is the most that Joey's laughed this whole episode. He's losing it on 3 testicles.
Yeah, I do. Joey just likes referring to his balls as a few fun ones. Yeah, I know my boyfriend.
So blue. Checkered Past after dark. So Two Worlds Memes asks, what is your favorite Weird Al parody and or medley and or original song? And you can't say your horoscope for today.
What was that again?
Your favorite Weird Al song, basically, because he named everything. But you can't say horoscope for today because that's his ska song.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think like Weird Al was actually a pretty big influence for me growing up too. I mean, my go-to is White and Nerdy.
Yeah.
Very, very relatable.
It is very good. That was like his comeback too.
He's had like 50 comebacks.
That's true.
That video where he's fucking on the Segway with no hands, just waving, is one of the funniest goddamn things in the world.
I like when
very
they're trying to lock the doors of the convertible.
I love Albuquerque. Full stop. Albuquerque is a chef's kiss of a song.
I like Angry White Boy Polka.
That is
It's like
Oh, yes.
actually
That's
my
the
favorite.
goat-
I actually,
that's the goat polka.
my go-to Weird Al song because I like low-key love all of those songs secretly, not so secretly, and so it's just all of the songs I like put together. But Weird Al's doing it. It's like got a little Disturbed in there.
Little
got
System of a Down,
System of a Down.
The
That's an
Strokes.
amazing. That is honestly my favorite Weird Al song.
His medleys are like next level. I really like doing medleys and mashups too. We do a few of our own custom ones, but yeah,
That's fun.
Weird Al's are like way up here.
well,
Again,
and the fact that
great
he's
for
like
listeners.
fucking mashing like 20 songs together.
Also, yeah, we need to
It's just
like mashups
unreal.
need to come back more. Cheerleaders can't have all of the mashup songs.
Oh, I think Girl Talk fucking jumped the shark on mashups a little bit.
That's fun. Why can't more people do it?
Girl Talk was
We saw them
did you hit
at
play?
Warped Tour.
No, Girl Talk is just one dude. He would hit play on his laptop
I
and then
have no
run into
idea
the
what you're
crowd with
talking
no
about.
shirt on and just like crowd surf the whole time.
Oh, that's fun.
No, I hate that. That's like the kind of live show I hate the most is Mr. I hit play on my laptop. I don't know why. That
What are
just
you
bugs the
doing?
shit out of me.
What are you doing?
I can
today?
fucking do that. I hit play on the goddamn laptop every single time we do this.
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking crowd surfing me.
Do you want people to be
Anyway,
crowd surfing
yeah.
you?
Then I know I'm loved by my
You
fucking closest people.
three-testicled freak.
Hallmark of Greatness, great podcast out of the UK. I should actually confirm if that's where they're from. I'm pretty sure that's where they're from. If you were a Disney princess, which one would you be?
Cusco.
Cusco?
Is that a
That's
princess?
DreamWorks.
No,
Also,
Cusco is more of a princess than any
Prince of
Disney
Egypt?
princess.
that's from Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove is a DreamWorks production.
No,
It's
that's
not
Disney.
No, it's not.
Emperor's New
Yes.
Groove is 100% Disney.
I'm gonna
Yes,
Google
it's
it.
Disney.
1,000% Disney.
Yeah.
It's just very funny for a Disney movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
You
is a
guys
bit more of a
carry on. I
princess.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
Slynn's
can't,
about
if I,
to- Slynn's
I
about
have
to
to
get
go
slam dunked
dual
on.
princess, like, okay, well, Cusco.
Okay,
I don't
it's
know.
Disney. It's
If I have to
Disney.
say not Cusco, I'm gonna go with Ariel, so I can hang out with my French Italian
French
Your
Italian
little
crab.
crab buddy Luigi.
French Italian.
And you can sing songs where you stop and say, what's that word?
Yeah.
You'd be smug AF. Rob, what Disney princess would you be?
I did talk about how much I love Encanto.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll be the
is it-
Encanto. She is. I like these new dorky princesses. I vibe with them. I like
I
it.
haven't
I
seen
like-
Encanto yet. It's on my to-do list.
It is fabulous. Yeah, like there's no one I hate more than the Frozen princesses, and maybe it's because like I've watched that movie so many times because my son loves that movie. But like they're kind of both not fun to hang out with, I feel like.
Gotta let it
It's
go,
like
man.
the Disney princess who's like the most of like a little bitch about things, you know? That's who I am. Which one?
What
Which
a
one's the
great
most of, like,
question.
a little bitch. Like which one's like, wah! Like that's the one I would be. Who's like the whiniest Disney princess?
I'll let you look through that because
I
I couldn't
am.
tell you.
I don't know. Like I guess
You know.
none of them. Cinderella is kind of blah. I'm not cool enough for Mulan. Snow White's kind of. I guess Snow White, but blah.
I don't know.
Is there any,
How about the like? It's not a princess, but like the secondary lady.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
more-
the girl in fucking the Great Mouse Detective.
I
The
don't
little
even-
girl.
I don't
Oh,
remember who
yeah.
that is.
Yeah, she's like the one that keeps getting kidnapped by Ratigan.
Apparently, Sarah Silverman's character in Wreck-It Ralph is considered one of the Disney princesses.
Oh.
now.
Oh yeah,
She
right.
gives-
So that's who I am.
Yeah, actually, you give off
Yeah,
serious
Princess-
like Princess Penelope Pitstop or whatever.
Yeah, that's who I feel like.
No, Penelope Pitstop is 100% from Wacky Races. No, maybe that's right. Oh no, I'm mixing up my Wacky Races and Wreck-It Ralph. Those universes need to get together. I think that's what we're learning.
Finally, we've been waiting for them to start dating. We're shipping those universes.
The last question is from the Friday Night Music Party, another podcast that we hang with a little bit online, was asking what wave of ska would the aliens like? And I said, what aliens are you talking about? And he gave me a list, but he did say Star Wars. I think that that's a great question. What kind of ska would the Star Wars aliens listen to? And I have my answer.
Jar Jar Binks likes fake and Jamaican.
Okay. by Skanking Pickle.
Any fake and Jamaican ska, but specifically only when white people do fake and Jamaican.
Yeah.
Even though it's voiced by a black man. Sorry, Jar Jar. They.
They. Ben, do you have an answer? You can
Um,
pick any race of alien from the Star Wars universe. What kind of ska would they like?
Oh, like any race of Star Wars alien. Okay, I
Yeah.
was thinking like in
Not
general.
just universally, like, I guess the humans are kind of aliens. Like, you could say them.
Sort of, yeah. I don't know. A lot of them listen to jizz, I guess.
So that was my
So-
answer. Greedo listened to Jizz because he was in the cantina
Yeah.
when he shot first.
Ska bands must do the Cantina song. There must be some ska bands doing the Cantina
Did
song.
anybody see that thing on Twitter where the guy found out in real time that the music that the Cantina band was listening to is called
Joey's
Jizz?
nodding yes.
And he did not believe it. And
It
he was
sounds
like,
like a joke.
and he was incensed. He was incensed. He was so mad. It was
Who's
very
the
funny.
little droid mechanic that I love? Babu Freak? Babu Freak. What kind of alien is Babu Freak? We don't know the race of Babu Freak.
I should know that, and I'm embarrassed not to.
Yeah.
Even more so than the whole record label thing.
Babu Freak is like straight up just Op Ivy. He's like a real Eric McKnight about it. He's just like, not just Op Ivy, everything else, no. But he says it more like, ha ha.
I don't know. The Stormtroopers are like black and white. They're probably like two-tone fans.
Oh yeah,
I
that is
think-
the Stormtroopers are ska
Babu Freak is confirmed to be Anzelin.
and Zelen.
Yeah. But I concur. Stormtroopers give off real two-tone energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two-tone
Like-
army.
So
Yeah, Two Tone Army, aka.
that band went on to form a label called Moon Ska Records.
Yeah.
The Toasters.
We all got
Yeah.
it wrong. Technically. That's no Moon Ska record.
And with that, takes us to the end of the
What about my
episode.
questions from my fans?
Did you get some?
Yeah, I had a couple.
Well, you didn't tell me.
Well, yeah. You don't tell me things.
Okay, we got one. Let's do one. What's your favorite one on there?
They're both short.
Okay.
One's Eichler's.
Oh, actually, we should do that. Yeah.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
Ben?
I also got to go with yes. I wanted to do a more elaborate answer for
Go for it.
Eichler's.
You're getting the
Please,
full.
This is for Eichler's
time.
was excited you were on.
Right. Well, I mean, like, I wanted to give a more elaborate answer, but it's yes.
Oh, you don't.
So wait.
Like
What's-
in your brain, you don't.
I'm gonna set you up. What's Rudy's favorite sandwich?
Oh, man.
You mean set you up for your own joke?
Yeah, but I feel like I can tee up Ben for a good pun.
Man,
even
I'm
know.
so bad at doing these, like, just off the top of my dome. That's why I like Twitter. You can, like,
Yeah,
sit
yeah,
and think
you
about it
have
for
a
a little
beat.
bit.
You can take
come
a
back
beat.
to it.
It's
Yeah.
a Scott dog.
Oh my god! Well, that's
I'm a
sorry,
little-
Ben. That's not even. Yeah, you were set up for failure. Rob's being an asshole.
Alt.
A dumb asshole.
It's
I
a
thought of
hot
that and I didn't
Scott.
say it because I didn't. Yeah, okay.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? No, it's a hot dog. Is a hot dog. A hot dog is
Is a
its own
Scott
thing.
dog a sandwich?
Is a Scott dog a sandwich? Is
Yeah.
Scott in it? Who's Scott? Why is he in my hot dog?
Scott Ackerman.
I like him, but he shouldn't be in my hot dog. I want him to keep living. I know about hot dog. I don't know how much crossover our podcast has with CBD, like deep
CBB.
cuts, CBB.
Next question.
Should we nationalize Tim Hortons?
Yes.
Bonsai Dad Graham.
Oh, Bonsai Dad.
Yeah.
He's from Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Would it like make it taste better?
Hopefully.
If so, then yes.
Yeah.
If not, then I really don't care.
Bring Tim back.
So I think they should, and only because it would ensure stable quality control at each one, even if that means a low level of dependable shit, which is what I want from Tim Hortons. I'm not going there because I'm like, fuck, this is going to be so good. I'm going to feel great about it. We all know this from the Tim Biebs I ate. But I will drink a Tim Hortons coffee from time to time, and I just expect it to be what I asked for when I asked for it.
Whoa, okay. Jesus
And
Christ.
no, you gotta understand, these fucking Tim Hortons franchises are bullshit.
I just want it to be what I ask for when I ask for it.
Yeah, I got some. So if it's nationalized, I feel like I could count on it more.
Corporate Rob.
No, it's the opposite. It's nationalized.
Oh, wait.
It's communist Rob wants
It's
Tim Hortons
communist
to
Rob.
be controlled by the government.
Put your sickle down and your hammer.
Never. How about you, Celine? Nationalize Tim Hortons.
I think Tim Hortons needs like a fun, like youthful, like brand exec, and they need to do kind of like a funny tongue-in-cheek like rebranding, and not Tim Biebs. Like they want like I want them to do like someone did this, one of the chains did like we're sorry, we know we sucked, we're gonna do better. I think it was like Domino's
Pizza about
That's
their
what
their
Tim
shitty tomato sauce.
Hortons needs to do. They need to be like, we were once good and then we weren't, and then they're gonna be like, we heard you, and then it's gonna like show all the bad reviews of like Tim Hortons, and it's like, we're gonna do better, and then it's gonna like show all
It
the
just
good
like
things they're
pans
doing.
through like
Yeah.
a playground, and like there's little girls like with those like skip-its, and then people are playing like Pokemon cards on the asphalt.
You have a child. Have you been to a park in the last
That's-
20 years?
No, this is what I remember about my childhood.
Yeah.
Pretty
I just,
much
like-
exactly.
Go on record here and say that like Tim Biebs is a shitty pun.
Yeah.
the worst.
That's not good.
That's a first draft pun.
You both could have done better than that. Well, not.
Ooh. Maybe
Challenge
not me.
accepted. To be continued on
Yeah,
Ska
I want to
Twitter.
hear your Tim Biebs. What, Kate?
That's some
Ska
good-
Twitter, including the both of you. I'm not participating, but what is a better pun than Tim Biebs as I was going to say Tim Burton, but I want that too. Tim Burton themed Timbit, and also a Justin Bieber themed Timbit, a Tim Burton bit, a Tim Bitten.
Even that's better. Take it. Tim Burton bits.
Bim Teebs. Thanks for listening to Checkered Past. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Checkered Past Pod, or send us an email at checkeredpastpod@gmail.com. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Did we get Ben to do plugs? Oh, are you doing that
Okay.
after?
Cut. This part's getting cut. I'm doing the outro. Okay. If you want to support the pod, we have merch available at checkeredpast.ca. Checkered Past is edited by Arianne and engineered by Joey, who creates weekly Spotify playlists featuring music played on today's episode. Ben, thanks so much for joining us. This is your time. Plug away or let our listeners know how they can support you and give you the most money.
Yeah, well, I also really want to say thanks for having me on the podcast. It's fantastic to be able to interact with other Canadians creating content in the ska community.
Woo! We're
keep
stoked to
doing what
have
you do.
you.
Yeah, we got to support each other for sure.
Yeah,
but your music,
especially from the
us.
Prairies.
yeah, from the Prairies, we gotta.
And post-COVID, I'm sure our paths will cross at some point.
Yeah,
But your group is amazing. Minivandal rocks. I think people should check it out. How should they check it out?
we're pretty much on all social media except TikTok. At Minivandal Music, all one word. And our website's minivandal.com. Stream us on Bandcamp. Buy our album.
I would like a specific shout out. I'm super into your song Down and Out, so that would be my recommendation to get into the band. Just personally, I really, really, really super dig that song.
Maybe we can stick it at the end of this episode. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, it's sweet.
So until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Celine.
And in the immortal words of the Mad Caddies, I sense the new day has fallen. I see the trouble in your eyes.
Woo!
In the bag.
I'm in position, made my decision to fight. No flight, don't need permission to land. These sets are that I'm in with precision. Gotta communicate my mission to destroy the competition. Yeah, my vision is clearer that you're in my sights. Get ready, get set, get go. Cause I envision the collision's gonna break you down. Learn to take the hit. Don't get back up, game over. I won. You're down and out, son. Just admit defeat and move along. You should know when you've been beat or you've been bested. Don't test me, let me hear you say it to yourself from down and out. Round two is for the KO. Should have taken my advice, but you're okay though, right? Well, if you say so, better prepare for more. Won't be much one touching, you'll be lying on the floor. This time, just don't get up. It's pretty obvious to us, you can't make the cut, so get up. You're never gonna be a winner if you keep on keeping on trying to beat me. Learn to take the hit. Don't get back up, game over. I won. You're down and out, son. Just admit defeat and move along. You should know when you've been beat or you've been bested. Don't test me, let me hear you say it to yourself from down and out. It looks like you still got some fight. Are you back for more? Okay, but you've been wrong. This time the wheels are gone. Come on and bring it on. I can guarantee you won't survive round three. Take the hit. Don't get back up. Game over. I won. You're down and out, son. Just admit defeat and move along. You should know when you've been beat or you've been bested. Don't test it. Let me hear you say it to yourself. Game over. I won. You're down and out, son. Just admit defeat and move along. You should know when you've been beat or you've been bested. Don't